Hello, 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 and good day. What's happening? Welcome to Monday. It's October 20th, 2025. My name is SonjaMarie with Wordlife Astrology, here to give you some astrological transit information of this particular week for all signs. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. That means this algorithm is working in your favor, because that's for sure. If what I say and what Spirit says through me resonates in the most awesome way, please hit that like button and consider subscribing, all right? To all the wonderful people that are coming back that have been here before and know who I am and how we do. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I really, really do appreciate you. I really, really do. I let people roll on in as they get their notifications by providing a few announcements per your girl and what's going on in my life. I really do hope that your weekend was dope, though. You can answer that if you can while I wave to the people. What's happening, Monica? Hi, Melissa. How was your weekend? Was it good? Was it exciting? Was it transformative? Let's talk about that. The latter word, the transformative word. I mean, if y'all don't know, and again, for the new people that may not know, we come on here and we talk a lot of transformation. We really, really, really do. Because my interest is not necessarily astrology as it pertains to social events, or as it pertains to if you're gonna get that man, that girl, if it pertains to a lot of superficial things. My at least I believe my broadcast and the things that come through me are of a deeper level, in a sense that we get to the meat of what we're doing on an individual level, and how the stars, how the universe is accompanying us in that way. Why? Because all things that happen outside of us start by the inside, right? So if we don't know what's going on the inside, the outside don't matter. And if it does matter, and if you don't like it, that means you got to go back to the inside and change that thing up anyway. Did I confuse you yet? I hope not. What's up, Miss Pat? How you doing? I pray that all of y'all coming in here again had an awesome, awesome weekend. Here are my announcements. Did you know free bricks is coming? Oh, wait, hold on. Rewind. Let's go in chronological order today. On Saturday, if you are in Los Angeles and you want to take a nice little free stroll out and about in the midst of a wonderful festival called Head Wraps in the Park at Pan Pacific Park, it's in the center of Los Angeles, over there by the Grove. Yo, if you want to come and hang out with some awesome vendors, with get some great artisans, to get some awesome, awesome food, some local, tasty vegan food, and also to see your girl hit the stage about 1:30. Come on and do that thing. This is going to be a set unlike I've ever done, to be honest with you. I couldn't invite my band this time for particular reasons. However, I got together with an awesome dude from Juju. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Juju out here on Jefferson, a dope ass black owned club that y'all should check out. John with Juju is gonna be like my mix master. And then I have a saxophone player and a percussionist and some vocals per Claudia, who can sing her butt off. We're gonna do a nice little 30-minute set in the park. I can't wait for that, because I love performing outdoors. I love connecting with the people, and we're just gonna have a good and easy time. So come out to Head Wraps in the Park. Come out to Head Wraps in the Park this Saturday. This Saturday coming up, I'm going to flood social media with a whole bunch of flyers. I hope y'all don't get sick of me, but you know this algorithm is weird, so I got to do my job. So just know, if you see them, that's why they there a lot. That's Saturday, okay? On Tuesday, Free Bricks is coming up. I've been talking about my one-woman show for the last year and a half, but definitely for the last couple of weeks, and how we are going up on Tuesday. My one-woman show, Free Bricks. It is about a young lady who goes through trials and errors in her life, but simultaneously, all the Black women that are going through trials and errors in their life are being plucked from the planet, about to create life somewhere else on a whole nother planet. The ancestors are coming to get all the Black women, and we are leaving civilization up to their own little situations. We ain't got time no more. Per my writer's voice, I wrote it, Yep. I'm performing in it. Yep. And it's a one-woman show. Yep. And Ernie Silva is my director, my homeboy, my friend, my brother. I love Ernie. And his wife, Candy Joe, is a technical director and stage manager. Yo, it's going to be fly. This is going to be put up at the Santa Monica Playhouse Theater on 4th Street in Santa Monica. The tickets are free. I keep telling y'all the tickets are free. All you got to do is go to a link that I provide here on IG in my link tree and here on YouTube in the description box below. It's like, it'll take 3 minutes. Press, let me get my ticket. Go to my face first, my flyer, right? October 28th, go to my face, hit the flyer. Purchase or go to reserve the tickets, put your name, I think your email address so they can send you the gosh darn code. And that's it. And then show up. It's free. It's free. Please sell the place out. Please just come on through and represent your girl. And hey, if you are out of town and you can't come, or if you're bedridden and you can't come, that's okay. I understand. Please support in the way that you can by live streaming. Also on that particular link, it's the beginning. It's like the homepage of the website. Really quickly, you'll see live stream here. You can live stream it from your house. So come on and support. It's not that long, about 40 minutes long, and then we have a Q&A session right after it. I'm so freaking stoked. Free Bricks has taken on a whole nother life. I'm gonna be honest with you. For those that saw it at the Antaeus Theater last year in June 2024, yes, it's a lot of the same words, but it's a different kind of feel because your girl is feeling herself. And I can't wait to talk to y'all about it. So come on and check it out, okay? I'd really appreciate that. Also, I'm coming to Atlanta. Who's in Atlanta? Y'all want to do a workshop with me in Atlanta at the local Peach? It's in Norcross, I believe. Norcross, which is like adjacent to Atlanta somehow, some way. I haven't been in Atlanta in a long time, so I can't tell you specifically. But I do have flyers that are floating around the local Peach. I'll be there for an in-person workshop. I'd love to see you. When is it? November 13th? Yes, November 13th in Atlanta, the Atlanta area. I love to see you. Please purchase your ticket. That course, because people got to get paid, right? Please purchase a ticket and come on through. I love to see you, and it's limited. Ooh, that's loud. It's limited. It's only going to be about 20 people per the workshop. So get in as you can fit in. And I'm also doing a live stream. I'm going to perform with a really good friend of mine, CHANDA. I know I'm giving y'all a lot of announcements today, but if you smart and if you want to support your sister, you'll come back and take some notes. But I just want to let y'all know all of this before I forget to tell you. On the 14th, November 14th, I'm doing a live stream from my Airbnb. It's going to be like a candlelight storytelling situation, and it's going to be live streamed on Stage It. I would really appreciate it if you can, give what you can is the amount of the $10, $2. I think the lowest is $250, by the way, up to $200,000 now. And support your girl. I'd appreciate that, but I'll tell you more about that later. How y'all feeling? How you feel out there? Hey, how you feel out there? D Stokes is in the place. What's up, D? I met my D Stokes here in California. Yay. This weekend, that was a beautiful reunion. We couldn't stop hugging, huh, D? Oh, man, I really see you and your lady out here, so y'all better make it happen, Captain. Come on and make it. Just come on to the West Coast and get some of this sunshine on you, please. It was good seeing you, honey pie. Who else is in here? Judy Applegate, what's going down? I love you. You going? You going to see Free Bricks? Judy, you always supporting. I appreciate you, honey. What can I support you on, huh? That's what I want to know, how to reciprocate the thing here. Dang. Nia's in the place. Ramon is here. Miss Irene, you home yet? How are you, sweetie pie? Terrell is here. Sweet Tea is here. Bella means beautiful because you probably gorgeous, girl. Angela is here. Who else? Roxy is in the place. Rabbi Rob. How are you, my brother? My brother. What's going on, Christy? She's in the place too. And yeah, that's it. That is it. You back home? You back home, D? I'm so happy. I hope you had a really good flight. No turbulence and all of that stuff still. And again, let's get started. I want to talk to y'all about a couple of downloads that have been happening Now, unless y'all have some questions, please and very please ask them for the group if you can, please. Y'all know what I mean by that, right? Most of you do. Please ask an open-ended question for the group, so the group and the community can benefit from it. Not Sonya, my moon is in Cancer. What's gonna happen for me for the next 5 years? Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a reading. And even in my readings, I don't answer that particular question. But if you want to get a reading, go to my website. If you want to get a reading and you're tight for money right now, let me know. Email me. Let's work something out. Because I heard that in the shower today. And I'm just going to say it. I don't want to. I'm trying not to prelude and precursor the things that I say any longer. It's a new habit of mine. So I'm just going to say what I mean. I heard in the shower that there are a few people that may want a reading, but they are holding out because they don't have enough money. And I understand that. I totally understand that. And I understand the respect. But I am offering this today, just today, this week. I'm offering it for this week. If there's a problem with your finances, let's work something out where we can meet in the middle. Email me at wordlifeastrology@gmail.com. Wordlifeastrology@gmail.com. We'll work something out. God got us. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm really saying that is because of these downloads, like I was about to say, that are coming through. Y'all, have you been hit in the best way? Let me explain. I always got to put some type of analogies: the cliffs, the valleys, the ropes, the tight ropes, walking on air, staying in the bubble. I mean, it's a little bit of all of that. But I'm going to tell you what I heard today and what I heard yesterday, which may sound a lot like previous weeks and me explaining the energy intuitively, what's happening this week and what's happening really for the next couple of weeks and the past couple of weeks. But I want y'all to do your best to get a deeper understanding of it. Okay. Sometimes when things are repetitive and when things come again, Sonja, have you experienced this in your life? When things are repetitive, sometimes it means that God's spirit, your ancestors, are honing in the message. Does that make sense to y'all? It's not to get on your nerves. It's not to insult your intelligence. Like, yes, I heard that already. Good God. I mean, it's not that. It's not a personal dig to you. Sometimes when we hear things over and over again, it's because Spirit said, no, you didn't hear it the way I wanted you to hear it. Has anybody else experienced that? I'm just wondering in this moment in time. Oh, I'm holding my lipstick like it's my gosh darn crystals. Why? Because I need my crystals in my hands. Before I tell y'all this download. Okay, there's two. Where the other one is? Where the other one is? It makes sense to you, Rains, Creative Soul? Yes, Miss Pat. Indeed it is, girl. Now, listen. Maybe we can get it per this analogy, okay? I've been told that a few of us are experiencing counter punches. I'm going to explain that. A few of us are experiencing counter punches. We have walked into this new life in which we want to live, per the eclipses, per Pluto going direct, per this new moon that's about to happen, which I'll explain in a little bit, per all of the transits, the wonderful Uranus and Neptune going retrograde, making sure we are sealed into our changes and making sure we hear spirit right. That's Neptune, right? We are going through so much. And there are moments in time in which on a Saturday, we'll feel like, you got theme music going on. Bah, bah. I could do this. I could do this. I'm strong. Yeah, let's go. Ow. How you doing, Miss Johnson? How you doing, Mr. Pat? Yeah, let's rock it. Go. You feel like a million gosh darn bucks. Why? Because you felt like you walked into this portal and you made it. You felt like, I am this new person. You feel like I've been listening to that young girl, that young boy that's deep inside of me, and I've been paying attention to the things that he or she needs. You feel that you have let go of so many different people, so many different habits. You feel that you are beginning to change your environment by your direct choices, by your discernment. Am I right? I want y'all to talk to me with this because I'm going to take this layer by layer. And if I'm not right and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, ask questions. Put a bunch of question marks behind it so I can see it, okay? I'm a little blind. But have you been feeling that? The change is here. Like, I don't necessarily know. And also, have you been feeling like, I don't know what's happening, but it feels juicy. I don't know what's going down. Oh, Rance, I'm so glad you were here. Thank God. Thanks, Spirit. I feel like something's going on. It feels clear inside my soul, but when I open up my eyes, it's the same old dresser. It's the same old table. It's the same old guy. It's the same old car. It's the same old job, right? But then something inside of you's like, there's something percolating. There's something going down, but you feel good about it and on some level, right? The counterpunch comes when you are in that stride and you feel good that I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to roll. I'm just going to go through this little porthole. I feel like I'm riding free. And then all of a sudden, you get sucked back. All of a sudden, somebody calls you and threatens you. All of a sudden, someone acts in a way which would have took you totally out 3-4 years ago. And in this moment, you're like confused because you're like, should I react like I used to react? Because my ego was like, fuck that motherfucker. Or should I go, wait. Let me stay in my higher self with this. You get sucked back. The counterpunch is you getting sucked back, not necessarily knowing that all the right steps that you have taken, all the choices and the decisions that you've made, all the ways in which you stood up for yourself was the, in quotes, right thing to do. Am I just the only one seeing and experiencing this with people around me? Have you felt that counterpunch? I want y'all to know this very, very quickly. That counterpunch is your darkness being exposed. Can we say that again? I want y'all to know that counterpunch feeling, that pushing back into the portal, that feeling of I should react, I should swing, I should step outside myself, I should be immature again, I should give them a piece of my mind, I should get out of my higher self, I should do the things that I know is going to hurt them because I want them to feel the pain, I want them to feel the sting, I should stay in my grief, in my mourning, I should just lay in this thing and forever feel like the world is out to get me because the world is fucked up and I'm going to hell in a handbasket with the world. Should I just stay in that space? That's that counterpunch. Right? Are y'all feeling me? Sometimes those counter punches are this, that light, that boom, boom, boom theme song, light, that me feeling, exposing the darkness that you used to live in. Did you get that? That counterpunch is nothing but a light on the roaches in the dark part of the house. That counterpunch is, oh shit, bitch, you see my ways. Oh shit, bitch, we can't transform that quickly. Oh shit, bitch, I can't go back in this victimhood no more. I have nothing to hold on to. Are y'all feeling me? Y'all want me to explain even further? Talk to me, please, because I really wish I could see your faces on this. Because when this hit me, Miss Ironetta, how you doing, sweet Gemini? When this hit me, I said, oh God, isn't that a little trickster? And it was so incredibly loud inside my body is when I knew that was God speaking. Like, this ain't real. This ain't real. You telling yourself, oh, you want to move back to New York. You telling yourself, oh, I'm never going to have X, Y, and Z. You telling yourself, people don't want to hear, and this is my story. People don't want to hear your music, Sonja. Keep your ass off the stage. You telling yourself, oh, I don't know about this. This makes me feel a little weird. I'm not going to wear this sexy ass yellow dress that I have on because it shows too much of my curves. You telling yourself all this darkness shit. Why? Because your light has exposed it. To say it has no more hold, it has no more grip. Because soon after I felt that, I was like, you're bugging. To myself to myself, the light to the shadow. You're bugging. You are tripping right now. This don't feel good. This feels like I'm being sucked back into some shit, into the sunken place, on some real sunken place shit, no racial shit, on some real shit. I'm being sucked. And there ain't nothing good in this space. Now, there may be one or two people that says yeah, but on the other side of that, it feels a little naive to think, Sonja, you're gonna be 55 on that stage and people gonna love you. That's naivete. That's idealistic. But hey, don't control my dreams. Hey, don't put no chronological order on what it is God has in store for me. Squirrel, there was this lady that I met some years ago who was being honored as an African American sculptor. Okay, honored, y'all. Like her shit was going around the world, and she was 85 years old. Do you know when she started sculpting? At 81. It took her 4 years to become world renowned. So, hey, tell that counterpunch, yo, I got an uppercut for your ass. I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. I'm not sitting in that doubt, in that shame, in that guilt. You're not putting the chronological orders on shit that I do. That's not happening right now. I'm going to expose you like the roach that you are. And I'm going to let the roaches and all of them things in the corner say, hey, you have no more power. And so what happens when you do that, when you change that conversation with yourself, you know what happens? Biologically, neurologically, Sonja, what happens is you start to change the synapse of your whole body. You start to change the brain waves and who you are. You start to allow that, in quotes, idealistic way of thinking to really be your way of thinking. And when it becomes your way of thinking, you start to attract what it is that you think, what it is that you feel, what it is that you know about yourself. You dig that? So it once was naive and idealistic becomes a goddamn reality. Uppercut the counterpunch. Are y'all hearing me? Can I get some yes, y'alls out this mug? Can I really get some yes, y'all? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? And this is no judgment because everybody got their time. Or is it comfortable sitting in the corner with the roaches? Is it comfortable holding on to your pain, holding on to your negativity, holding on to your conditioning, holding on to the way grandma and grandpa and everybody else did? Now bust this shit. Even though they did it, even though it is an ancestral way of being, even though it is familial, and this is how the folks got by. Let me tell y'all, I do readings. Y'all know that. I talk to the mugs all the time. They're even saying that way is not the way anymore, cousin. They're even telling me, Sonja, and telling me through me to my clients, get your reading this week, pay what you can. Not really, but we'll talk about it if you email me at wordlifeastrology@gmail.com, okay? I'm offering that up this week. They are even saying through readings, we can't do it like that no more. You know why? Because we go through sessions. Forgive this download, y'all, this long download, but I know you're here for it. A few of you are. That we are going through levels, as y'all know, of evolution. And when they were 20 something years old, 30 something years old, 50 something years old, they had their own battle. They had their own battle, cuz. Maybe it was sociological. Maybe it was sexist. Maybe it was economic. Maybe it was communal. But now we're going through a spiritual warfare. We're going through a spiritual warfare in which they didn't have to because they wasn't there yet in evolution. Are y'all hearing me? Thank you for the yes, y'all. I appreciate you. That's how I know y'all here. Do y'all hear me? They didn't have to do it, but it's our turn. So it feels new. It feels scary as fuck. It's frustrating. It feels isolating too, because there's a lot of people in your circle and a lot of people that's around you that don't see it the way you see it. They would rather go out the way that they used to live in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. They don't want to evolve is the point. And not everybody has to. But if you would like to, you got to believe in that idealistic thought. You got to believe in the light that's coming over you, and you got to expose the roaches, and you have to uppercut the counterpunch. Are y'all feeling me? For those coming in right now, how you doing, Marsha? We're talking about this analogy of the counterpunch, that feeling of being sucked back after you've been living high. Now, listen, that we're going to talk about it specifically this week, but Pluto did its deal. I'm not going back into Pluto's shit because I've been on Pluto's thing for the last couple of weeks, which makes me hell of excited, but it's so revealing. If y'all haven't been feeling Pluto's shift, I even brought the village back through it. I was like, y'all, we need to see the other side of this because I want us to get it. I want us to know how far we came. Sometimes we can get so lost in the source. Sometimes we can get so entrenched of our changes and the things that need to happen and all the people that we don't recognize that we walked a mile. We walked 10 miles. We don't even realize it. And we should stop and go, wait. Pat yourself, chick. Pat yourself, brother. Understand that what we just went through was hard. People are leaving, y'all. And you know why? A big deal of it is because they opted out of this next level of evolution. It's no good or bad. It's no up or down. There's no judgment on that statement. I want y'all to be clear about my words. We all have choices. We all have a contract. We all have a purpose, and we live it out to the best of our ability until our freaking time is up. If I leave tomorrow, which I pray I do not, but if I leave tomorrow, it was the last, this was it. I just supposed to bring myself and everybody I know to this point. It's not personal. That's why death and transformation is just that. It's the ending of something and the beginning of something else. Saturn is absolutely on our backs, Reigns. Saturn is going retrograde right now. And it's going back through, specifically, it's going back through the disciplines that you need to hone in on in order to get what Spirit is saying right now. Because we can't do this alone. We can't walk this new space that we're in just by thinking, oh, okay, well, I'm in a new space. Let's party hardy. Let's get this shit going on. No, it don't work like that. Why? Because the first big gust of wind that comes by and wants to knock you back into that portal, wants to counterpunch you, you're going to go flying like a feather. You need your disciplines to weigh you down. You need your disciplines and your rituals. That's Saturn's property. That's Saturn's responsibility. Saturn going retrograde right now, Reigns, is saying that everybody needs to reevaluate their disciplines, the spiritual disciplines that work for them. You understand? Because if we don't have the things we do on a daily basis, if we don't have our tools, if we don't have our modalities, if we don't rearrange our habits, then how are we moving forward? Saturn don't play at all. I love Saturn. I used to, in my 20s and 30s, I used to be like, God damn, Saturn, get the hell off my back. But Saturn is that old man, that old woman that's like, you got it? I just want to make sure you all right. Keeps you moving. It keeps you going. It keeps you working. It keeps you paying attention to structure and authority. And sometimes it's the authority within ourselves, right? Sometimes we have to look at who we are and how we are going to restructure, and control ourselves in this moment in time. Do y'all hear me? That's why them counter punches don't work no more. Because we stronger, we bigger than them roaches now. We're brighter than those dark corners now. They just need to be revealed so they can show us what we used to do. Do y'all get that download in essence? I really wish I can see y'all. I know I said that. Guy said, damn, my sister, I literally was with this today. I'm okay to be in your fields, but don't let them feel fucked up. Wait, what? But don't let them feels fuck up your destiny. Oh, no. Nobody's fucking up my destiny, guy. No, nobody at all. No, nobody. Trust me when I said that. I've walked a long road. Is the reason why I can talk about this to y'all, right? It's because those that have walked it have the obligation to share it on some level. However, Kimberly Offer wants to share it. What's up, sweetie pie? However, Rain wants to share it. However, Miss Irene and Ironetta wants to share it. However, ZP wants to share it. If you walk it, you share it. That's what we here for. So no, ain't nobody getting me off my square. Trust and believe. People want to leave, they can go. Bye. Bye. I can't even say see you later because I may see you on the other side, but I'm not going to see you in this lifetime if you're going to keep me back from my light. You understand? If you're going to be a counterpunch, we don't have time for that shit, y'all. Because us, the ones that decide to stay here, have a deeper, a more profound, and may I say, a very unique mission in which we haven't walked, just like our ancestors. They haven't walked the walk that they walked. That's why it was so hard for them. Just like the ones before them and the ones before them, everything was new because you don't know what's coming in your future, you dig? So this is fucking new. But they are coming after our souls. That's the newness of this particular warfare. So that means in my music, in my everyday life, in my Monday rundowns here at 12 o'clock on IG and YouTube, every Monday, I'm going to give you exactly what it is that I feel that we should, that the spirit is telling me that we need in order to walk forward, in order to obtain the new, in order to combat this spiritual warfare that's happening, in order to go inside and rearrange ourselves. Now, listen, everybody's different. Don't compare yourself to me or anybody else because not everybody can do it and not everybody can take it at one single sitting. But please keep walking forward to better yourself. And if you are, and by the way, I'm about to get in this week, if you are in a space where you have no idea what that direction is, you are in a space where you have no idea where to turn and what thing to, in quotes, do. The only thing you need, as corny as it sounds, is love in your hands, love in your heart. And what that looks like is like, what's the loving part of me willing to do in this moment? Outside of my ego, outside of my conditionings, outside of what any people tell me to do, what am I willing to do in this moment to move forward with love? That's why oftentimes when I say shit, people say, oh no, you're talking shit. I'm like, no, I'm talking real with love. This is love the way I see it. You may not be able to talk, you may not be able to take it, but it ain't talking shit. I'm talking with love. Either deal or not deal. Okay, I'm about to get hyped on some other shit, but I wanted to drop that real quick. Does that make sense to y'all? Any questions surrounding that? Any concerns, any things you want to share with the community that you are in? And by the way, another thing I do know about myself, a couple things I do know that Sonja can do. I can perform my ass off, y'all. When I hit the stage, I become a whole nother person in my mind's eye, and a spirit just comes through me. I can perform, I can drive. I'm a good ass driver. I can put a poem together in 5 minutes. I'm a pretty good mama. You got to ask Kamau about the details. But another thing I do is I attract some really good people. So at the very least, if you do not want to converse with me or I don't see any comments that come up, converse with the people in these threads, okay? Make yourself some friends, or at the very least, connect with some people who have the same heart and the same mind, because we're all coming together knowing that it's hard to live in this weird ass world and be as loving as we are, because I know y'all got the love in your hearts, because that's what I attract. Even though we may not all be able to get it all at the same time and in cohesive ways, we all have it in our hearts. It's pure there. We just have to be patient with ourselves and with each other as it reveals itself. You dig? Please and very please. Thank y'all for showing up today. I really do appreciate that. I really, really, really do. Let's get inside this weekly rundown, shall we? After I take a sip of tea. Miss Raisa, are you coming to SEQUOIA with us? Are y'all coming? Who's going to come? We have 4 spots available now. We're going to the village, and myself and a few other people who are now considered the village are going to SEQUOIA May 28th through June 1st. This is my 8th retreat that I've done. I love doing retreats, but I took a break last year Like I said, I attract some beautiful people and we do some wonderful things. We have some awesome workshops, sessions happening. I'm going to feed you good 3 times a day. We're staying in an Airstream. Go to my website, wordlifeastrology.com/retreats. wordlifeastrology/retreats.com/retreats. The information is in the description box and here on IG in the link tree if you want to come. All right. Miss Irene is going. Yes. Angela, she's going. Phyllis, you coming? How you been, sweetie pie? You gotta come. It's your birthday. Come on, Phyllis. Join us on your birthday this year. Come on, girl. Come on, Gemini, get it in. If you want to share the Airstream with somebody, it's really, really small. You could pay a smaller amount, but the Airstream is tight. That means you either need to be sleeping with them or you love them a lot. But let me know. Hit me up. I'm very, very, very accessible. Miss Pat, come on. Let's go. There's 4 spots available. Jessica's going. Oh, Jessica, I love you. Come on, y'all. Reach out. Okay, let's get down to this weekly rundown because I know y'all want to know what's happening this week, right? Today is Monday. Again, it's October 20th and the moon is in Libra. Last little part of Libra season. So we're gearing up for the new moon in Libra, which is going to hit tomorrow. But let's talk about this particular aspect today. The moon being in Libra, let's just say that the moon in Libra is about being fair. It's about being charming. It's about the reflections of that. Right? Because the moon is about reflections. The moon is about emotional maturity and understanding. The moon is about karmic information. So what's coming up for you karmically and about being fair? Do you need to be fair? Do you need to be fair with other people? Do you need to be fair with yourself? Oh, don't get me downloading again, Spirit. When this moon in Libra goes into this new moon in Libra tomorrow, please ask yourself the question. I'm going to bring it up again when we get to Tuesday. Are you being fair with yourself? Yes, that means grace. Yes, that means being open and understanding. How you doing, Sean, cutie pie? Yes, that means taking your time. But more than anything, that means paying attention to your own walk. That means doing your best not to be so cynical about the steps that you have already made. That means deciding. The moon in Libra, thank you, Spirit, means deciding, giving a decision on what it is you need to do from here on out. Because there I said it to one of my favorite Libras on here, Sean, and a couple of y'all. Miss Tiff, you still here? Libra energy has a hard time making a decision, yo. Has a very hard time making the decision. So with the moon in Libra today, sliding into the new moon tomorrow, we'll talk about it in a minute. It's about highlighting those areas in your life and how there's a new way to adopt to the fair, to the making a decision, the decisiveness, right? To partnerships, as we all know, Libras are really, really good at, to collaborations, not just romantic partnerships and business partnerships, but collaborations too. Libra energy is about bringing on the collabs, reaching out to people, like I was telling the village last week, reaching out to people that you thought to yourself, oh, they would never sing a song with me. They would never write a script with me. They would never do X, Y, and Z with me. Call them, text them. You don't know. That person could be sitting back saying the same things you're saying, wishing and hoping that somebody can reach out to them and consider them special. So this moon in Libra is highlighting these things. These things are drumming up. As the moon becomes full, right? As the moon becomes full and as it becomes new, this information and this vibration that I just highlighted will become greater. Will become more to the forefront of your mind, and at the very least, it's at the most, because it's the moon and it's about emotions, will come into your heart. It will swell your heart. Should I be fair to myself? Who should I collaborate with? Am I being a good partner to my boo? You understand? Am I being dignified when I need to be dignified? Am I using tact? Am I using my words properly as opposed to being a little cynical and snarky at some things? You dig? All of these vibrations will swell in its own way to bring you a new vibration that could hit tomorrow. Hi, Miss Tony. How you doing, Miss Tony Patillo? She's a celebrity in my eyes. I love you. Are you doing the things? So the one and only aspect that I want to talk about today is Mercury in Scorpio, by the way, is conjuncting Mars in Scorpio. How we think, Mercury, Mars, how we move, right? How we execute our aggression. So that means how we think, and it's for everybody. It doesn't mean this is just for Scorpios. I want to just make that known. It's for everybody. It means that your mind, I love you too. That means that your mind and your movement is on one accord. Everybody, Scorpio like everybody. Why? Because it's a transit situation. It's all hitting you. How you devour that, how you respond to that, how you decide around that is on you. How you take that in is on you. Okay, understand how we do these transit readings. Okay, but this is what's in the air. How you gonna translate that? What's in the air is that Mercury in Scorpio, that Mars in Scorpio is hella determined, hella determined, hella determined. Here's an example. This morning, I got up really early. I was a little bit late to go help an elder friend of mine. In my mind, I was determined. In my Mars, in the body, in the physicality. Hi, Miko. In the physicality, I was determined. My spirit was like, girl, you need to rest. You need to, woo. But there was something that was brewing over me. Have you felt that today? Something brewing over you going, yeah, but despite all the odds, despite what I should or should not do, there's something that's moving me to tell me to push past it. Now, let me pause. Because every now and again, we have to, not every now and again, most of the time, we do have to listen to spirit. But when you have a determined mindset, and a Mars that's determined as well, equally as determined. Sometimes those are the moments when we give just a little extra. Does that make sense? And that little extra makes or breaks you. Most of the time when they are in agreement, in a conjunction, same vibration, it makes us feel like, ooh, I feel better for doing that. I feel better for washing my clothes, even though my foot was hurting and I'm going to ice it up a little bit later. I feel better for going food shopping, even though I really want to go next week. I feel better for getting these things out the way, for being determined, for being passionate, for controlling my own destiny. Scorpio, squirrel, is one of the most controlling signs of the zodiac. I know y'all heard me say that. What's up, Medea? I'm glad you caught us live too. Scorpio and Capricorn, the most controlling signs of the zodiac. Understand that. Know that shit to be true. So there's a control issue happening for y'all today. Is it? That's a question. Is there a control thing happening for you today? Right? Okay, Tony, thank you. Is there a control thing happening for you? If so, make sure that it's driving the train in light. Okay, make sure it's driving the train where you need to be. Make sure that your consciousness is wide open and your heart is open with it. And you're doing something to push just a little bit further to get it done, to make yourself and all the parties happy. Does that make sense? Are y'all feeling this today? It's like driving, Miss Irene, and I know you may or may not be home, but I'm going to use your situation in mind. It's like driving somewhere and going, ooh, but if we drive 20 more minutes, we'll be there. We can't stop right now. Let's drive 20 more minutes. We'll be there, pushing the envelope just a touch. That's today. Okay, enough of that. Tuesday, tomorrow, right? The moon stays in Libra because why? We're swelling up for a new moon in Libra at 28 degrees, by the way, at 8:25 in the morning on the eastern side of life. That's the East Coast where I'm from. Yonkers, New York, you know what I'm saying? I mean, on the east side of life, 8:25 in the morning, we will experience that new moon in Libra, that swell of energy that we was just talking about, and all of that feeling that comes over you about being the perfect partner. If you are waking up on that day, on tomorrow, and you say, there's some things I need to say to my baby. There's some things that I need to admit. When the moon is in Libra, yes, it's a new moon for sure. It's about new ways in which you can be fair, new ways in which you can apologize, y'all. You know what? Squirrel, apologies, and it might not be a squirrel, but apologies are one of the most soothing balms between any two people or any situation when you really, really mean it. When you take accountability for who you are and what you do. When you say to yourself and everybody involved, you know what? You know what up, Philly and Brooklyn? You know what? You know what? That's my bad. That's my bad. And I'm going to do my best to try to figure that out. That's my bad. That's how we evolve. That's how we grow. And as Brick says in Free Bricks, that's how we evolve. We grow together in love. Come see it, y'all, next week, the 28th, or live stream it. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So I want y'all to pay attention to the apologies, right? The partnerships that you have. Well, is that the situation for you? You need to apologize. You need to come clean. You need to be fair. You need to take an L. What's a new way, again, I said I was going to bring this up again, in which you can be fair to yourself, in which you can take your time, which you can make the decisions for you, in which you can tell everybody, please just give me a break, give me a moment. I need to think this thing through. That's how you are fair to yourself. Because honestly, oftentimes we may feel harried in making a decision. Right. And with that Libra information, although I tease them and say that they can't make a decision, but it's absolutely the truth. The real reason behind that is that because they're doing their best to lay out all the pros and the cons. They're doing their best to see all the situations that come before them. They want to make sure that they are real in their decision making, that they are on point, and that they are feeling dignified and feeling right, in quotes, that everybody is getting the best out of the best of it, that there's a win-win situation. So when you are being fair to yourself, you are taking your time in this new moon in Libra tomorrow. You're taking your time to go, wait, hold on. Let me make sure my needs are met. And not just from an emotional standpoint, although that is included, let me make sure my needs are met. Okay? I'm being fair to me. I want y'all to get that tonight, rolling into tomorrow. Okay? Thank y'all. Now, very quickly, that moon goes into Scorpio at 11:42 a.m. So a good almost 3 hours and 20 minutes later, here comes this new moon in Scorpio, a whole nother vibration. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. And you might even feel the shift. Please come back on here and let me know if you felt the shift. That's how you know your intuition. That's how you know your consciousness is evolving. That's how you know, well, actually, per astrology and per a whole lot of other modalities, when you can feel the energy shifts around you, right? Talk about that. Think about that. Get with me on that, right? Do you feel that moon, that emotional understanding going from let's be fair, let's be airy, let's be understanding, let's be cerebral about this thing. Let's understand why we feel this way to, oh shit, let me go deep in this thing. That moon in Scorpio goes, no, I ain't got time to think about it. Libra moon thinks about feelings. Scorpio moon feels the feelings. You understand? You want to go down in the basement with the feelings. You want to pull up, drudge up shit. Dare I say it? Oftentimes, yeah, because it's Tuesday. Check this out. Tuesday is interesting because when that moon goes into Scorpio, let me lay it out. When that moon goes into Scorpio and it says, go deep into your feelings, pull out the pain, pull out the blame, pull out the revenge, pull out the things that you forgot to pull out the roaches from the corner, sit with that thing. Here is the thing about that. It is quincunxing Venus. It's quincunxing Neptune, and it's quincunxing Uranus. So when that happens tomorrow and that moon goes into Scorpio and you start going deep into your fields, you can get confused about the roaches that you see. You can get confused and get counterpunched. That's why you told me to talk about that? Oh, you can get confused about the counterpunches, y'all. Did anybody else make that connection? Check it out. Any of my astrology students, village here? Check it out. Because The moon in Scorpio says, like I said, I'm going to reiterate, go deep into your feelings. Somebody got it. Go deep into how you feel. Go deep into your emotions. Go deep. Go deep. Do I need to say that again? When it's quincunxing, which is confusion, right? Frustration to Neptune, which is confusion. You understand what I mean? When you go deep and you see the roaches, when you go deep and when you see feelings and situations that you haven't seen before tomorrow, when you go deep and all of a sudden people are showing their ass because they want to be in control, when you go deep and you start to show your own ass because you want to be in control, you can get confused about the thing. And here comes the counterpunch telling you, oh, you can't get back on stage. Look at that roach over there. That thing running around. It's big. You can't do that because there's another cute little girl that's doing the same thing, using myself as an example so y'all can see. Are y'all rolling with me? Let me know. Right? Do you want to go deep in that thing? Watch the counter punches tomorrow evening. Please, throughout the day. Neptune says get confused, and then Uranus is quincunxing. That moon in Scorpio is quincunxing Uranus. Uranus says, we're not gonna change. We're not gonna go on stage. Fuck it, we're not gonna do that thing. Fuck it, we're not gonna. I don't want to do that. Nah, never mind. I don't feel like. No, that's okay. I mean, I'm not that innovative. They've been doing this all the whole time. Somebody else sounds like me, or they can sound better than me. Y'all get me? Y'all see how that makes it crazy? Yes, the control issue is madness sometimes. It is. And thank you for bringing me back on that, Reigns, is because that moon in Scorpio wants to control what you retrieve in the depths of your feelings. And then it consumes you and it confuses you and your way to go and your intuitive hits. And how you should change and how you should be innovative, how you should do a thing differently in order to fit where you are right now. Hit me up in the comments tomorrow and let me know if this feels right, because I know some of y'all may be scratching your head right now going, okay, this is some future telling shit, Sonja, because I don't feel this right now. Okay, you may not. But if you felt that gut punch shit that we was just talking about earlier, what I say, gut punch, something else, what I say, something punch, counter punch. You felt that counter punch thing earlier, you know what I'm talking about. This is it. This is a indication. Thank you, Spirit. God is crazy in my life. And then it not only does it want to counterpunch, not only does it want to confuse you, that moon in Scorpio is also squaring directly that Pluto going direct. So now all of a sudden, what degrees is the new moon in? 28. D Stokes' new moon is in 28 degrees Libra. Right? Now all of a sudden, that moon in Scorpio is hitting up Pluto. Pluto is going direct. Pluto is Scorpio's planet. I know this information may be going over a couple of y'all that don't study astrology, but I want y'all to see the connection of this. So not only are you in the gutter with looking at the roaches and all of the shadow sides of what it is that you're doing, now it's convincing your transformation. It's convincing Pluto, which you just transformed through, because it's been going retrograde since May, right? Now that it's going direct, now that same roach, that same counterpunch, that same shit that's trying to reveal some weird ass shadow about you that needs to get on board with the light, cousin. Now it's revealing it and it's telling Pluto, you're whack, you're a fraud. All that shit that you just went through, that's some bullshit. Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Oh my God, this is getting me so hyped, and this is explaining everything that I was feeling, because if you don't feel it tomorrow, you might have felt this already. Oftentimes, intuitive people like myself and a bunch of y'all on here feels these aspects days before as it's coming up. And sometimes you feel it on the day, depending on the situation. Right, Monica? Come on, y'all. It's gnarly out this mug. And I'm so incredibly honored to share this information with you, because if it is resonating with you, that means you are being prepared. You felt it already, right, Reigns? That's why this is helping you to stay in the preparation of it all, knowing that you are not batty, and you are right on par. Because there's a reason for everything. This ain't personal just to make you batty and just to make you crazy. It's to let you know that you got to continue to do what? Put the light on the transformations that you made for yourself. The moon squaring Pluto. Put the light on that. You start second guessing your power is what I put down here. I haven't read any of my notes. Let things happen and observe is what I said, because the miracle is coming. The miracle is here. If you sit back, the vision that I just saw, like in a nanosecond, right, was like us sitting back observing the cracks. I hope you never experienced an earthquake. I really, really do. But for those who have, including myself, the one in 94 here in Northridge, oh my God, it was gnarly, y'all. But I'm going to say all that to say is that when you experience an earthquake, there ain't shit you can do, cousin. There ain't a goddamn thing you can do. And I mean that with everything. They say, okay, go under a bed, stay in the doorway. That was some old myth, right? Or go by a dresser. So if something fell on you, you can create like a little landing or something, and you can be in between. Here's the dresser, and here's something that's fallen, and here are you safe. So you have some air to breathe, whatever. There's some things to do when you're in an earthquake, but for real, the earth is shaking, cousin. What you gonna do in an earthquake? So that moon in Scorpio squaring up that Pluto, there's like some second guessing, there's some shaking, there's some observing that needs to happen. But oftentimes all you can do is just sit back and watch the shit, just like an earthquake. And what I did when that Northridge earthquake came, I was like, God, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I tried to back up. I tried to get up and do a couple of the things that I was supposed to do, stand in the doorway or do the shit. But every time I got out the bed, that earthquake knocked me right down. Like 4, 5 times. I got up, knocked me down. I get up, knocked me down. I get up, knocked me down. Next thing you know, I was like, fuck it. I just sat back against the wall and was like, I don't want to die. 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 I look outside. The cars parked outside was jumping off the ground. 1,000-pound machines jumping off the ground. I'm like, there ain't shit I can do. I'm just going to watch it. And that's what it's saying, to just watch it. Sometimes we can't get our feelings wrapped up in it. And that moon in Scorpio is going to want you to get your feelings wrapped up in it tomorrow. Because Scorpio feels, it's a water sign. It feels, it wants to hold on. It also wants to blame and shame and get people back for it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because at the very least, everybody is changing, right? As we know, simultaneously, everybody is changing. And when that happens, a lot of us gonna get our feelings hurt. A lot of us want people to call us back. A lot of people want this and that, but you know what? Keep your ego out of it and let people do whatever the fuck they need to do. A lot of people want their money that they've been trying to get their money for the last 2 goddamn years. Come on now, run me my money. But sometimes you got to look at it like, you know what? I'm evolved. Pluto done took me through it. I'm evolved now. I'm on the other side of this thing now. I ain't got time for y'all. If the money comes, it comes. If you call me back, you call me back. If you're my friend, you be my friend. If that job is for me, they'll call me back. I auditioned already. I already had the interview. Some things you have to really let go and allow the transformative places and spaces, allow the earthquake to settle as it settles. Did I explain that properly? I pray I did, Spirit. I really, 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 really do. Surrender, Phyllis. Surrender, because ain't nothing you can do in an earthquake, chick. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, Wednesday, the moon stays in Scorpio. Also, Neptune reverses. It's going retro, by the way. Neptune has reversed back into Pisces. Interesting. The moon is in Scorpio. Already explained that to you. Don't want to beat up a dead cow. I'm not going to beat dead cows. I'm not going to beat any cows. I need to get that out my brain. That is animal cruelty. Anyway, moon in Scorpio, we know what that feels like. Neptune going back into Pisces, well, it's going to have us a little bit more watery. Have your dreams been off the hook? Because if they have not, which mine have, but mine is off the hook for some other reason. For anybody else and everybody else, when Neptune goes back into Pisces, get ready for the dreams to reveal itself to you. And dare I say it, find a way to interpret those things. Find a way to step into what your subconscious is saying. Neptune is Pisces' planet. So for it to reverse and go retrograde in its own vibration, it's really trying to tell you to hold on to those Piscean informations. Hold on to your prayers. Hold on to your subconscious thoughts. Figure out what your dreams are all about. You know, be inspired. Find your imagination again. You understand what I mean? Talk to spirit on a daily basis. That's what that's saying. If you haven't felt that already, it's coming for you. And again, remember, planets going retrograde is not a punishment. It is to rework some things that you forgot about. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate you on IG. It's you forgetting about the things that you maybe should have grabbed before when it was in that sign and in that vibration. So just make sure you check up on what your prayers are saying. Make sure you pray. Jessica, she said I had a dream she was pregnant by Bobby Brown. Ooh. Now that's funny as hell, for the obvious. But also, pregnancy dreams are about new life. Pregnancy dreams are about new life. And what does Bobby Brown hold for you? You know, what do you think about Bobby Brown? What are you bringing to new life that Bobby Brown stands for? You bringing some new R&B to the world. You bringing some innovative, arrogant Aquarius shit, because he was an arrogant Aquarius, you know what I mean? But he was himself. He was an individual. What are you bringing to the world? Some individualistic shit? Let's do it. I told you I got a script. I think we should write. Anyway, that's just me talking. But in any case, pay attention to that, please and very please. Okay? Your dreams have been off the hook, Miss Catrice. I'm trying to tell you. So also Wednesday, the sun goes into Scorpio. Are y'all ready for Scorpio season? Big up to all the Scorpios. By the way, the sun goes into Scorpio at 11:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Is Nia still on here? What's up, Nia? Nia, one of my favorite Scorpios. Right. Let's get it going. These crystals right here are hot. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Scorpio season. I can't say it. I already said it 17 times already. Time to go deep again. Time to get emotional again. Time to go and destroy the things that are left to destroy. If there's some things that's needed to be destroyed even further, you're going to get the opportunity to do so. I love Scorpio seasons. I can handle Scorpio, being a water sign myself. Aquarius and Taurus people, some people, and Leos get a little off because it's a little cantankerous to that energy, but we can all learn from every energy. Scorpio is bold. Scorpio is courageous. Scorpio is determined. Scorpio is an absolute, that energy. I love that energy because it rides. It goes hard. It's very, 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 very loyal. You understand what I'm saying? These are the things, as we are in Scorpio season, in which you need to or relinquish or develop about yourself. When we're in a particular season, it's time to tap into that energy. It's time. It's not time to be like, oh, I can't stand Scorpios. Oh, I don't like Cancers. I don't like Libras. I don't like Aquarius. I don't like, because that means you're not liking some aspect of yourself. We all have 12 signs in us in some way. Get a reading with me. I told you I'm being nice this week. I'm being nice and lenient. So reach out so we can get this done. Wordlifeastrology@gmail.com. Okay, let's talk about the money. The bottom line is that in Scorpio season, it is time to go deep and reveal some things. One of the best descriptions I love about Scorpios, that Scorpios, they do that energy, and the people, they do destroy things. You know why? So they can create. So they can create. Did you know Scorpio is one of the best creators? Why? Because Scorpio has the propensity to go from 0 to 60. They're extreme in that way. Whatever it is that they're going to destroy, they're going to build something equally, if not better. I said that all wrong, but y'all know what I mean, right? And they're going to, in a heartbeat, and until the last freaking nail to the nth degree. You need some of that on you? I'm just saying. Get up with that. You need some of that on you. With this sun in Scorpio on Wednesday, that particular day, it wants to quincunx Neptune, because Neptune is in Aries. Remember, Neptune is in Aries going reverse right now. And the sun, Scorpio and Aries, they don't necessarily get along. It's not, are you not quite sure how to shine in this unseen, newly developed ideas that's coming up? Right? Be easy on yourself and stay inspired. Here's the thing. The thing with the Scorpio energy coming about on us on Wednesday, hitting this Neptune, is saying, yes, I want to be determined about something, but I can't see it. I want to be determined. I want to go hard. I want to create some things. I want to destroy the things, but I can't necessarily. It's moving too fast. Things are changing, and it's causing dust up around me. Does that make sense? Thank you for that, Spirit. That was real clear. Does that make sense? The things that we want to express, the things that we want to experience, the things that we want to develop from our imaginations, from the freaking ethers. We know it's there. It feels good inside. It feels light. It feels airy. Scorpio is bringing us the transformative energy, the determination, the passion behind the thing. But God damn it, I need to put my fog lights on. I can't even see what the goddamn thing is. Does that make sense? You may be feeling that on Wednesday. Don't be hard on yourself. It's okay, because everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. Maybe, just maybe, it is a day in which you sit to develop the propulsion of that determination. Right? Oftentimes, Scorpio energy is too much. Yeah, that's like every energy, Rain. Every energy is too much. Every energy. We're not going to do that. And I'm not saying you're doing that, but every energy is too much for some people. You dig what I'm saying? Cancers cry all the goddamn time, and there's Sagittarius that will run to the motherfucking hills because they don't want to see nobody crying. So everybody is got a little bit of too much on it, depending on who you are. You dig? So let me go back to this because this is important. On Wednesday, when you start to feel that confusion, right, Rains? When you start to feel that confusion, Nia, I'm so glad you're still here, baby. Oh, happy belated or happy birthday. It's coming up. Yeah. Happy solar return. When you start feeling that confusion, sit with it. Sit with it, almost like you're in the snow globe, right? Almost like you can see the confusion around you, but you also hear spirit talking to you. And when you are sitting with it and you're hearing spirit talking to you, this is what's happening. You're building up your inner fortitude. You're building up that determination. You're building up that passion. You're getting ready. And it could last a day. It could last a week. But don't rush out thinking that you need to do a thing. Please, everything in its time, y'all. Take your time with that, or else that confusion can have you running around on Wednesday. If you find yourself running around and spinning like goddamn Tasmanian devil on Wednesday, you're not listening to what Spirit is saying in this moment in time. You're not, because you're chasing your tail, trying to figure out what is seen in the unseen. Sometimes you don't have to see what's in the unseen. You have to feel it. And that's what that Scorpio energy does best. It feels. You understand? And if you're not a good feeler, then this is the perfect time for you to sit your ass down, meditate, feel the thing, get in the shower, sit in the dark, just be observant to what's going on around you. You dig? All right, that's enough I'm going to say about that. On Thursday, the moon stays in Scorpio. Best. Oh gosh, I'm so dope. I'm so dope, and Spirit is better. The reason why they said to sit down with all that confusion around it, because yes, on Thursday, that same moon in Scorpio is conjunct in Mars. Let's go. Now you wake up on Thursday with a new attitude because you took the time to feel it out. You took the time to observe. You took the time to understand. You took the time not to self-sabotage, because Wednesday we can self-sabotage. You took the time to say, okay, let me wait for the word, bird. You get that? Because on Thursday with the moon conjunct in Mars, boom, let's go. Mars is action. Mars is motivation. Mars is aggression. Mars is, I got this. Mars is physicality. Mars is sex. If you want to make a baby, that's a good day to make a baby. Mars is movement. Mars is confrontation. It's time to write that email to my boss. It's time to confront a situation in the best way possible, with all the feels, because Scorpio says, you cannot negate how you feel, cousin. Thank you for the hearts, y'all. Thank you for the 100s. You cannot negate how you feel, okay? You got to put your whole self in it, your whole body in it, in a responsible, emotionally mature way. You don't know how to do that? Keep your mouth shut then. If you want to get off, I can't even talk. Off, chicka, chicka, off, chicka, chicka, off. If you need to get off kilter about some things, then just be quiet for a second. Because that Scorpio energy is nothing to play with when it's angry too. And when ego gets into play too, because it'll burn down the building. My famous thought of Scorpio energy is the building burning down and that motherfucker walking away with a cigarette. Like, oh, well, I told him don't give me no matches. I'm saying, don't do it to yourself. If you're going to be determined, if you're going to confront the thing, make sure that you took a moment to think about that. Make sure that you sat in that the day before so you can get that confusion out the way. You did? Just to reiterate that point. Also, the moon is what? In conjunction with Mercury, because Mercury is in Scorpio too, as well as Mars. So it's about, again, finding your voice, finding your thoughts, finding the things that you need to say, finding the things that you need to plan, that you need to move forward on, right? How you assert a situation with precision. Because again, you thought about it. And you were fair in thinking about it as that new moon in Libra trails. You thought about that thing. Y'all not hearing me. This is a nice little setup. Scorpio energy is coming in this time, doing its best to be its higher self for us all, if y'all can't see that. Sometimes when Scorpio energy squares up some shit, it can blow up some shit, which is about to do on Friday, but we'll get there in a minute. It can blow up some shit, right? But I want y'all to see when Scorpio energy is doing its best to be in the light of God. And what that means is that it's doing its best to be determined about what is good, what is just, what is fair, what is necessary, what is emotionally sound, what is right for your heart. You understand? What is determined, what is loyal, what is passionate. You understand? Again, on Thursday, with that moon trining up Jupiter, come on, it's trying to bring you some opportunities as well. Stay in the light of your determined force. So the blessings can come, the skittles can come, the opportunities can come, evolution can happen, expansion can happen. How many of you on here have been feeling bigger? And I'm not saying like 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds bigger. I'm talking about energetically bigger. How many of you been walking a little taller? Because of Pluto's situation, because we've been changing ourselves, because we've been sitting in the light, because we've been uppercutting the punches, you know what I mean, the counter punches, because we've been walking this thing. I want to know that. Have you been feeling that, Medea? I'm so happy for you, baby love. Yes, Scorpio as that eagle. Scorpio is working as that eagle. Thank you for reminding me on that. Squirrel, real quick, and I'll get back to this moon trine in Jupiter. Medea reminded me of my early teachings when I used to say all the time that Scorpio energy is 3 levels, as my mentor taught me, right? The scorpion, the one who wants the revenge and is cutthroat and dramatic all the goddamn time, who's just running around trying to save the world, but goddamn need to save their own self. Then you got that phoenix that's always reborning, always revisiting who they are, right? That's that second level, dying and being reborn, dying and being reborn. A lot of Scorpio energy stays there. A lot of Scorpio energy just wants to die and be reborn. As one of my favorite Scorpios just came on in. What's happening, Miss JJ Gal? Miss Jean? A lot of Scorpio energy stays in that second stage of that phoenix. But there's a third stage called the eagle. And that eagle is the one that observes it all, that picks and chooses what it needs to lend its energy to. It's determined energy too. It's passionate, loyal energy too. And that's what Scorpio for Wednesday and for Thursday is trying to show you, how to stay above the thing, to look at the thing. Don't get confused, even though it's hitting up Neptune, you understand? Don't get angry, even though it's hitting up with Mars and it's hitting up with the thoughts. Stay in the light, be observant like that eagle. The eagle, thank you, Spirit. The eagle mostly always flies by themselves. Y'all know that per nature, right? And that eagle flight always, most always, if you're going to be in that space, don't consider anybody else with you. And I honestly wanted to say this a little bit earlier, but I didn't want to get on myself. I have come to a point in my Scorpio ego self, because it's in me too, right? That I don't care who's flying with me any longer. There was a moment where this Cancer would get goddamn sensitive about the thing. But know that when you start to transform, there'll be less and less people flying with you. There will be. And what's interesting is that there can even be an eagle over yonder, right? But and y'all can be on the same plane, but you never fly together. You know why? Because that ascended eagle, right? That energy that flies above in that Scorpio state needs the proximity to do its job, to create, to reborn things, to transform things, to observe. It's nothing personal to anybody else. It's like, I need this space by myself. Give me 50 feet. Because this power that I'm holding as this eagle is great. And I don't want to offend you. I don't want to offend myself. I just need to be in my space until it's time for me to land, and then we can all talk. Does that make sense? Does that analogy help? And thank you for that again, Medea. So going back to Thursday, that eagle, right, with that moon in Scorpio hitting up Jupiter, wants to expand you. So if you are by yourself, if you are observing, if you are being determined, if you have destroyed a lot and it is time for you to create something new, that's a song that I'm doing on Saturday. You got to create a new. If it's time for you to create something new and expand, Jupiter says, I got you. Don't worry about that. What's yours is yours, baby, because you've been doing the work, because you've been flying solo, because you've been isolating, because you've been digging deep with that shovel, because you've been in that Pluto state. You did. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. Take a workshop with me. I'm coming to Atlanta. If y'all in the Atlanta area, I'm doing a workshop at the local Peach on November 14th. Nope, November 13th. November 13th. Come on through. Let's learn. Astrology is so dope in that way, especially the way it comes through me. I can't speak for everybody else. The way it comes through me, we find a way to be intuitive about it because astrology is all around us. As above, so below. Anyway, expand in knowing that you've been doing what you need to do is what Thursday will give you. But you got to know that you are all right with it. You don't need an audience. You don't need people to validate you. You don't need people to, you don't need people to, I don't know, give you X amount of money. You don't need people to put you on a pedestal. You don't need that. As you expand, as you grow, as you become your own person and you fly in that ego state and Jupiter hits you, it's like I'm making you expand to cast your net so the whole world and the world around you can feel it. Not to these little minions around you that are just sucking you dry. Don't get me started. I'm going to stop right then and there because I think y'all know where I'm going and y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know if I'll be able to come see you, Ty. You got to make me come see me, honey pie. That week is packed. I got 2 workshops I'm doing. I'm doing a performance as well. I'm doing private readings as well. Your auntie is going to be fried. But I hope you can come by to my Airbnb that I'm with. Hit me up, okay? All right. Friday. And your mom will be at my performance, so maybe you can come with her. Friday, the moon goes into Sagittarius. Most of us will be happy about that. Because that moon going into Sag, again, alleviates some things, makes things a little bit less emotional. We're not digging. We're not trying to decide whether we should be a scorpion, a goddamn phoenix, or a freaking eagle. We're not feeling all the things. We're just like, on Friday, trying to be a little bit more expansive per Jupiter's expansion, but now taking it somewhere. The archer wants to take it. The archer wants to share it. The archer wants to teach it. The archer wants to be a student about it. The archer wants to have an adventure for it. The emotional feeling on Friday is like, I got it. I got all that emotional stuff that I just went through. All the transformation, all the determination, all the things that Scorpio energy brought, all the things that new moon brought. I got it now. That moon in Sag says, now we can go further. Now we can expand it. Now we can teach, right? Now we can get happy about it. Now we can have a party. Okay. Now we can celebrate a little bit. Now we can put some energy behind the thing. Sag has all the energy in the world. Now, this is what you're going to like. That moon in Sag, sextiles, which is harmony. That's a good thing with that Pluto. Come on now. There's a liberating feeling to obtain, to maintain, to be excited about the transformations and the power that you yielded. Right now, it's time to be excited about this power because you what? You put the light on the roaches. You put the light on all the things in the corner. You put the light on the darkness. You said to yourself, fuck that shit. I'm going to get through this. You know why? Because God is my source. Spirit is my source. I've been through worse. I'm here to do what I came here to be. I'm here to be, say it again, take two. I'm here to be what I came here to be and to do the things that Spirit has told me to do. There's nothing greater than the light of God. Remember that. I don't care whatever personal things you're going through, whatever grief that you're going through, whoever passed away, how much money you got in your pocket, all the things. There's nothing greater than God. Nothing. So when that moon in Sag hits up against Pluto, it's like all the things that we went through, we are rising above this thing. Get excited about that thing. But I want you to know you can feel that thing. This is going to sound real tricky and very contrary. So hold on. You can feel that thing, but the sun in Scorpio wants to square up that Pluto. There's some depth. Let me read it the way I wrote it, and then I'll explain it. With the moon and Pluto, with the moon, sextile, and Pluto, it's all the things that I just said. There's a liberating feeling to obtain, maintain, and to be excited about the transformation and the power that you have just yielded for yourself. But there's some depth that you're glossing over and some control you're not willing to set free. What is freedom to you? Oh, shit, Sonja, you are good, girl. You are good with Spirit by your side. That was that sun squaring up Pluto. So although we feel liberated, right? The sun in Scorpio is squaring up Pluto to go, but wait a minute. Don't let your ego run amok. But wait a minute. Hold on. There's still some digging that you got to do. Dig so much till you feel free. What's freedom to you, y'all? That's a question. Let's get into active. What's freedom to you, y'all? Really, what is freedom to you? Because that's when the digging stops. And oftentimes, most of the time, we don't stop reaching that freedom until we take our last breath. And that's when we feel free. That's a big part of it, right? But oftentimes, we can find a way to feel free in these moments, in these alive moments. We can get peaks of them, of it. We can sit in it, that eternal peace, right? What does that look like, Monica, though? What does that look specifically? For me, I'm going to tell you honestly, just from my recent situation, and this is just me because I'm sharing, this is interactive. I want y'all to share with yourselves, share in the chat here on YouTube because I come back. Oh, look at that. 12222. I love when that happens. Right? I want y'all to understand that it's good to share. But for me, freedom is, in this moment in time, not being burdened by anybody's shit, not even my own. The freedom that I want to feel is that everything is light and there's no problem. There's only solutions. My baseline, my free baseline is me feeling like there is not a dramatic soul that's standing around me. There's not a dramatic situation that's happening that God can't handle. That's freedom for me. I'm not attached to the worries. I'm not attached to the bullshit. I'm not attached to the problem. I'm not attached because my ego wants to grab a hold of it and my ego wants me to be the solution for somebody else's thing. I don't have to be your solution. I don't have to make you feel better. Go feel better on your own or have somebody else make you feel better. I'm not attached to that. That's freedom for me. I'm not putting words in your mouth. And I look away because that's my way of getting in touch with spirit. Sometimes I want to be able to really feel that and explain that to y'all. How does freedom feel for you? Because that's why that sun, even though that moon in Sag is hitting up Pluto going, yes, we want to feel free. We out there. We feel the concentration is feel with the moon. We feel free. The sun is going, but are you? But are you free to your core? as it squares Pluto? Are you really free to your core? How much do you have to dig in order to see how much more you need to reveal about yourself to get free inside? Squirrel, but not really. I'm going to share something with y'all. I had a vision the other day of the young girl inside of me. She was so cute. I was cute as a young girl. And she was so happy that I was bringing her out. There's some work that I've been doing and releasing burdens and all kinds of things. Meditations I've been doing. Per my girl, Jean July. Y'all don't know about her. Check her out. Light and Sound. Ooh, Jean, put up your website, please. Jean, put up your website if you're still on here, because I forgot your website. But she has tons of meditations in which she helps with her beautiful voice, helps people do a whole bunch of stuff. But then I don't want to get into that, and I don't want to misspeak it. That's why I'm cutting myself short. But these things that have been coming off of me and me rearranging has really been opening up this little girl. And I can see her a lot clearly, which is before, in the past, in the years before, she was tucked in a corner. Have any of y'all seen your little girl or your little boy just tucked in a corner? Lightandsoulspiritual.com. Thank you, Jean. Lightandsoulspiritual.com. If y'all want some meditations by a sweet ass Scorpio sister, lightandsoulspiritual.com. Please hit her up, all right? We must share in this, my sister, because you're doing some good work. Have you seen your little girl? What does she look like to you? And the reason why I bring her up is because for me, that also equates to freedom. I'm no longer letting her sit back and letting this pseudo adult take over this life. I'm an adult by age. I'm 55 years young. I'm an adult by age. But that little girl got to live too. That little girl has to, combine with this adult and make this life lively, regardless of what's going on around me, regardless of what this world is trying to throw us, because they don't control me. They don't control you. And if you letting them, you got to do some soul searching. Stay the fuck off of social media. Don't let them control your happiness, your little girl, your little boy. Don't let them do it. Please, and very please. So she's growing inside of me and she feels good. She's tickling me from the inside out. Literally running circles, playing tags inside my body. I know that sounds strange, but trust me, I'm not the normal chick, and I'm proud of that. But she's doing so much. Get in touch with that. Maybe that can bring the freedom that you need, because on Friday, we're going to need that. On Friday, we're going to need to feel that freedom and go closer to what it feels from the core us as that sun hits Pluto. Not just feel it superficially as the moon is hitting Pluto, but from the core us as the sun shines and goes, let's get every crevices. Also on Friday, Mercury trines Jupiter. When you define your personal freedom, true miracles and expansions can happen. You work from the inside out. When you define your personal freedom, that's when the brain, which is in Scorpio, Mercury, which is in Scorpio, Sun, which is in Scorpio, Pluto, which is in Aquarius, but it's Scorpio's planet. I'm trying to teach y'all. All of this is coinciding. When you define that personal freedom and you get that core, you highlight that core, you show how deeply you need to dig in order to create something new. Expansion happens, miracles happen. I said to a friend of mine recently, when I get down to my last quarter is when $500 just appears in my account. When I get down to my last little piece of bread, a friend calls me and goes, hey, you want to go out to eat? I'm like, really? To your favorite spot, your sushi spot? What? And I'm not saying we all need to go there. I'm not saying that's the way to be and that's life, right? But I'm saying that's how extreme Scorpio is. I'm saying that's how we dig. That's how we find ourselves. That's how we locate freedom when we get on the other side of it. On the other side of freedom is desperation and nothing. You get that? Come on, y'all. Y'all want me to preach for real? It's only we an hour 35 minutes in. Okay, Saturday. Let me keep going. Woo! Thank y'all for holding on. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate your attention, your love, your donations. If you can give via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App, come see Free Bricks. Come to Head Wraps in the Park on Saturday. Come see me in Atlanta. Oh my gosh, I gotta put those flyers up on my website too. Saturday, the moon stays in Sagittarius. Mercury, okay. Mercury and Scorpio. Remember that Mercury hit Jupiter the day before, expansion. Mercury and Scorpio is gonna hit Saturn on Saturday. Come on. Come on. You know I like Saturn now. Come on. When that Mercury, when your brain says this is the things that we need to do, these are the decisions that we need to make, this is the plan and the processing that needs to happen in order to create anew, in order to be determined, and Scorpio-like, in order to be determined, in order to move, in order to be ego-like and watch and observe from a wider standpoint and perspective. Saturn says, I'm gonna give you the tools. I'm gonna give you the discipline. I'm gonna let spirit talk to you because it's in Pisces. I'm gonna let your ancestors dial in on you and download on you because it's in Pisces. Y'all don't hear me. They are conspiring for us if we pay attention. If we want to stay in the underbelly and the low scorpionic energy of the thing, you ain't getting the hits, cuz you moving too fast. I said it. You moving too fast. Slow down. They're trying to tell you something. They all trying to tell you something because they know the world is changing and they know how it's changing and they know what it's about to change into. We need to take our hits from spirit, from our ancestors and our guides, from our disciplines, from our rituals, Saturn, in which is needed. You get it? Make sure you tell yourself a good game plan in order for the work to pay off. Also listen and observe in order to stay in authority of self. Come on now. Listen and observe in order to stay in authority of self, aka staying on your square, but high in the sky. You get that? Come on, y'all. On Sunday, gets a little practical in this piece, and I'm not going to do all of Sunday's aspects because, frankly, y'all, I'm getting a little tired. We're going to do the ones that I think is important to highlight. The moon is going to go into Capricorn at 12:53 p.m. on Sunday. Okay. Before it does that, though, that last little couple of degrees of that moon being in Sag, it wants to square up Saturn. So I want you to be very, very careful because the day before you're deep in your disciplines, and on Sunday morning, you may not want to fuck with your disciplines too much. Push through. Push through. Pray. Get on your knees. Go to church. Read your Bible. Do the things that you need to do in order for you to sustain some type of discipline and order and authority within yourself. Remember? Because you're not going to feel like it on Sunday morning. Also, it can get a little confusing. What's that inner voice saying with the moon squaring up Neptune? What's that inner voice saying? Remind yourself. Stay meditative on Sunday. Sunday is weird. Sunday weirds out a little bit because that moon in Capricorn now, as it squares up Neptune, is saying, well, let's control. Let's control. Let's just be judgmental about what other people are doing and fuck what I'm doing. Hey. I love Capricorn for a lot of reasons, but that judgmental attitude and energy of Capricorn and this Capricorn moon squaring up Neptune is wants to show you like, oh, I've been doing my work. Have you been doing my work? Hey, don't do that. Don't put yourself on a pedestal. Don't do that. You coming to Atlanta, Phyllis? Yay. I'll be there November 10th through the 15th. Okay. Don't do that. Don't put yourself on a pedestal because because you did a little bit and you want to pop your collar. As a community, we have to keep each other accountable. As a community, if you think you're doing a little bit more than the next, then continue to shine so the next person can get it. You don't even have to say a word. Just stand in your shine, cuz. Don't be judgmental and count fucking coins. Don't be judgmental and say, oh, they did this and I did that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Because the only way that we can all evolve is if we all evolve. Does that make sense? Come on, we're not separate in this thing. Also on Sunday, that the moon is sextiling the sun, and that's where I'm going to stop. The moon is sextiling the sun. So there's a big part of you, even with that Capricorn energy, right? That Capricorn energy wants to judge, it wants to control, it wants to be self-righteous in its own little way because it's squaring up that Neptune. I know the best prayer. I know the best meditation. I know the best way to get to God. Don't do that. Don't do that to people and don't do that to yourself. Just stay in your shine. Like I said, because the moon is sextiling that sun. I already said that. Stay in your shine. Stay in your shine. I don't know about y'all, but if I add any other words, I'm going to feel like I'm over talking. But that makes all the sense to me. Stay in your shine and do your best not to self-sabotage. Don't self-sabotage, because oftentimes when we stay in our shine and we feel like we're outshining others and we're judging others, we're really taking away from ourselves. Try your best not to self-sabotage this week. Don't go so deep where you can't help yourself back up. Remember, this is a walk. This is a process, y'all. And it ain't over until it's gosh darn over. Get used to it and love it. All facets of this life, the up and the down, the ins and the outs. You understand what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna leave y'all alone and pull out this card because I'm hungry, famished, hombre. Great mother, Father God. Hombre, not hombre, hombre. Great Mother, Father God, and all my guardian angels and ancestor spirits. I appreciate this moment. I appreciate this day. Allow anything and everything that needs to come through these cards to share exactly what it is I need to see and walk with it. Thank you for the light that you've given. Thank you for the joy that you've given. Thank you for the love. What is it that you want to do? Thank you, God. Thank you, 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 ancestors. Appreciate you so very much. What do we need to walk away with today? Straight away, here we go. I hope this information helped y'all. I really, really do. Thank you for the hearts. I feel the love coming through and protecting me as I pray. I appreciate the protection. Praying is a very vulnerable act, as you may all know. And I love the good energy that I feel almost always when I pray and do this. I have a hard time doing that sometimes, praying publicly, because again, it's vulnerable, but I feel safe with y'all. So thank you. Thank you for your love. Again, a couple of announcements. Come see Free Bricks. Come to our retreat. We got 4 spots available. I hope you can come. Go to my website. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited about it all. Head Wraps in the Park on Saturday. Your girl is performing, and I'm cutting in some house songs that you may know. It's going to be a very, very dope ass set. I'm excited. Really excited. I can't even tell you. More excited than I have been with any other thing other than my band. But that's a different kind of excitement. But anyway, y'all want to hear the card? You want to hear the card? You ready for the card? You ready for the card? Boop. Drop that conditioning because it's time to move forward. Here we go. Drop that conditioning. It's time to move forward. Actually, they said this in some kind of way in the very, very beginning of this rundown, and how the ancestors was like, yeah, I know we used to do X, Y, and Z, but y'all can't do the things that we used to do. Y'all can't do the things how we used to do it because it's a new day and age. Again, this is spiritual warfare. They're coming for your throats. They're coming for your hearts. They're replacing you with AI and all the shit. You understand what I mean? So they're like, be very, 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 very conscious of the conditionings that you hold for this week. Y'all ready? This card recalls an old Zen story about a lion who was brought up by a sheep and who thought he was a sheep until the old lion captured him and took him to a pond where he showed him his own reflection. Many of us are like this lion. The image we have of ourselves comes not from our own direct experience, but from the opinions of others. The personality imposed from the outside replaces the individuality that could have grown from within. We become just like this sheep in the herd, unable to move freely, boom, and unconscious of our own true identity. It's time to take a look at your own reflection in the pond and make a move to break out of whatever you've been conditioned by others to believe about yourself. Dance, run, jog, do gibberish. whatever is needed to wake up the sleeping lion within. Ashe, amen, aho, say. Did we not touch upon all of this on some level? The little girl that wants to come out and like, forget what they used to say. This is what we're going to do. That little boy that says, this is the man that I want to be. This is the man that I am. Excuse me, that personality that you have imposed on yourself because grandma used to do this, my grandfather used to do this, or my mother said this, and my father says that. But is that you? Is that you though? And that's what Scorpio is doing. Scorpio is saying, yo, let's go deep so we can figure out what's you and what's not you so we can be what? Free. That's what Brick says. I'm not going back there, y'all. I'm trying to run far from my family so I can be me and free. You know what she just tried to tell me? That's the beginning of my one woman show. Yes, let's go, beautiful people. Hold your heart in your hands. Hold your heart in your hands. Be discerning about what you give, but be your true 100,000% self. You dig? Regardless who cares, regardless of who wants you to be somebody else, you can only be you. You can only be you, and they'll get over it. And if they don't, oh well. Be you, love you. Have an awesome, awesome day, okay? And again, I hope this helps you. Want to leave a donation, go to my Venmo, PayPal, whatever. At the very least, leave a like here. Share this information. You know, get this out to people far and wide. They may need it too, if you felt it. All right. I'll talk to you later. Adios. Peace.